We're back talking about episode 5 of Rings of Power called What the Heck is Going On? Again, I just want to mention that since we're in episode 5, we will be talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen the series yet, I don't know why you clicked on episode 5 review. But yeah, so that's what we're doing. We're talking about the episode in detail. So yeah, in this episode we get a little bit of everything. We get the Harfoots, we get Bronwyn Irondir, we get Prince Duran and Elrond at Linden with Gil-galad. We get the Númenóreans and what's going on there. So we get a little bit of everything in this one, and it starts off with the Harfoots. And I have to say, the way that it started, I was like, wow, this is really effective. The music, the singing, the song that is sung is very nice. It looks beautiful. I mean, absolutely beautiful scenery. So I was kind of like, okay. So I feel like we're making some progress here. But then we get back to Numenor, and yeah, preparations are underway for Numenor to join the men of the South in Middle Earth. Yeah, there's a fight between Galadriel and a bunch of the people trying to prove themselves and blah blah blah. It was a weird fight. The choreography was strange. Now, there was a part of me that thought, wow, this looks really bad and slow paced. But then I started thinking, I wonder if they're trying to treat Galadriel and the way that elves fight as sort of like the way that Jedi fight, in which they kind of see moves before they happen and they're reacting slowly because they don't need to react quickly. I don't know. It just seemed it was very strange to me. There is a scene between Farazan and his son, Cayman, whatever his name is. And that one was actually kind of interesting because it was the whole idea of, why aren't you stopping this from going forward? Why are we doing this when you were the one that basically told the king, that's sick in bed. You told the king that, yeah, we weren't going to do anything with elves, and he was kind of explaining, hey, there's a bigger picture here. We're making there's some money to be made here. There's some alliances that are going to pay off in the future. So it was kind of an interesting scene where it was kind of like, oh, wow, there's okay, that actually makes a lot of sense. And then of course it is also setting up what I believe to be the downfall of Numenor. Um, so I guess we'll see. Galadriel and Halbrand have this talk, and basically about him kind of stepping up and being the king guy, whatever. Which it's kind of like, I felt like all that had already happened. I thought we'd already moved past this, but apparently not. Halbrand is still trying to act like he's not going to do anything, which of course we know he's going to. But it's just a weird scene, and the reason that I felt it was weird is because of the way it was shot. Usually, when you have two people discussing something, the camera is kind of behind someone's shoulder and they're out of focus or whatever. They didn't shoot it that way. They shot it like almost like the camera is the person, and it was really, I don't know what it was, and this is probably something that bothers nobody else, but I was sitting there watching it going, this is like off-putting to me. This is like not right. So I don't know. And then back to the elves and Prince Duran and at Linden. There's some really confusing things being said here. That the elves are basically their power is starting to dwindle, and the only thing that can save them, Gil-galad tells Elrond, is the mithril. And I'm like, huh? I don't. What is this about? What's going on here? And Elrond, of course, doesn't say anything about the mithril he has in his pocket, and he's trying to keep it a secret. But apparently, that doesn't mean that he can't talk to Celebrimbor about it. So he talks to Celebrimbor about it. He's kind of like, yeah, mithril's like amazing stuff, and this can really help save us. And I'm like, this reminds me of the stuff in the Lord of the Rings, where for some reason Arwen's life is now tied to the ring, and that she's dying because that didn't make any sense either. And this is one of those things where I'm like, Why is all of a sudden Mithril important to the survival of the elves? What is going on here? I just don't get it. Now, you you know, if you know kind of what's maybe in the future, Mithril is going to be important for the forging of the rings. But that I don't understand what this we can't survive without it. The light of the Valar is dwindling, and we need Mithril. I don't understand. I really did look. Prince Duran, pretty much any time he's on screen, he's got to be one of my favorite characters. And probably his wife Disa is my other favorite. They have so much life in them, and that is important for characters. For you to like them, and I just love the scene between he and Elrond. It's still playful. That there's some importance going on, but it's still got that lighthearted sort of playfulness. I really like that. And yeah, he's basically saying, okay, well now we have to convince my father, kind of thing, of that Mithril can. I still don't understand, but I guess let's roll with it. There's a couple of different things that I kept thinking, and it was maybe they're lying. The Gilgalad and Celebrimbor are sort of lying and trying to position themselves so that they can be sort of a that Mithril can be something that the elves are known for rather than the dwarves. Sort of a I don't know. It's a strange thing. But then I'm thinking, okay, either they're lying about the importance of it and they just want it because it's going to make them more powerful, or it really is true, in which case they're kind of throwing away a lot of they're just making up stuff that I'm not sure works. So back to Bronwyn and Irondir, half of their people have gone to join Adar, and there's a pretty quick scene about one of the people basically pledging his allegiance to Sauron, and Adar doesn't react to that. In fact, he gets kind of angry about it. So he's like, okay, you're not Sauron. I'll pledge allegiance to whoever you are, kind of thing. And it was kind of one of those things where I'm like, okay, again, they're not giving us the answers. They're just kind of letting these things hang, and for me, it's getting a little frustrating. It's it's not because I need everything spelled out for me. It just come on, let's have some ground that we can stand on. And who the heck is this? I don't know who these people. They just showed up. I don't think they've been in any episode, and I don't know what I'm supposed to feel here. I guess curiosity, or literally thinking, who the hell are these people? That's really all I feel here. And that's one of the things that's sort of frustrating, is we get these little tidbits of information, but we have nothing to go on. Then it's so long before you pay it off that it feels like, oh yeah, okay. Something that's really starting to get frustrating to me is that every time there's a conversation, somebody's going to be mad. And somebody's going to there's these elevated stakes to everything that someone says. And it's just like, don't people just talk like people? I don't remember them constantly being feeling danger as far as like every conversation. I don't know. Maybe it's because we don't have like a Merry or a Pippin here to kind of break the mood up, but it just feels so heavy all the time. What I'm sort of curious about is how this show is going to play, not going week to week. Once it's done and you can watch the whole season at once, I'm wondering if it'll play differently back to back. Like you won't have to wait a week for the possibility of an answer. You can just watch it straight through and get it. I'm probably going to have to do that and watch that and see if I can judge it based on that. And maybe that's a problem with the way that they put the series together, is that they didn't consider that, yeah, you're telling a story, but you have to give some, a little bit of momentum at the end of each episode to keep you wanting to come back. And like, I don't know who's still watching this. I hope that a lot of people are watching it because I love Tolkien and I want people to love Tolkien too. But I don't know. As general fantasy, I'm just kind of like, there's not a lot of meat on this bone so far. So, episode 5, Rings of Power. Partings is the name of the episode. I'm not sure how to feel about this one other than let's get on with it now. Let's go. I thought we were let's keep moving. Let's keep moving along here. So, yeah, I'm curious what you all are thinking about this, and yeah, if I missed anything, please let me know in the comments and we'll talk about it. So, thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.